Hey, this is BT, and this is my Tea Time MotoGP review. This time we're going to review the Le Mans race. Le Mans race started as a great weekend, just great weather. Tires really weren't an issue. It was just great racing. Let's start off with Moto3. Moto3, I've always said this is the greatest racing. It's the greatest motor racing there is. When I say motor racing, I'm talking F1, talking IndyCar, NASCAR, motorcycle racing, MotoGP, WSBK, World Superbike, Supersport. Moto3 is the best racing ever. That race was an epic. If you didn't see Moto3, slap yourself because it's one of the greatest races I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of races, baby. And honestly, you got to give it up. If you didn't see it, spoiler alert. Right, I'm going to tell you right now, spoiler alert. Jack Miller raced an awesome race. And think about Jack Miller. I like Jack Miller. Actually, I love Jack Miller. He's great for the sport. He's going to come up and he's going to have a great following because you can feel the enthusiasm and the love he has for you. Great. He pops wheelies. He throws his gloves into the stands. People love that. I love him. I'm losing my breath talking about it. But Jack Miller is an awesome racer. I just find it funny that Jack Miller, they were banging. They were bar banging, fairing banging. Think about it. He did the same thing that he got mad at Fenati for. But Jack Miller did the same thing, and Jack Miller won the race. And I have nothing against Jack Miller. I love Jack Miller. If I see it, I'll say it to his face. But I love Jack Miller. Great race. If you didn't see it, man, honestly, you missed one of the greatest motorcycle races of all time. Moto3 is the greatest racing ever. It's the stars of tomorrow. Watching Moto3 is like watching the future. Like I said, you want to know why riders don't like each other or they have a little beef with each other? It all goes back to when they were 18, 19 in Moto3 and somebody ran them off the road in turn 4. And when they were like, like I said, 18 years old, and they're like 23, and they're going, how come you hate that dude? You know why I hate him? Because back in 2012, when I was 18, he ran me off the road, and I still don't like his ass. That's why. It was a great race. Like I said, congrats to Jack Miller. And the rest of the podium, man, I thought Alex Marquez was going to win it at one time. Efren Vasquez, man, I wanted that guy to win. He got mad and hit Miller. I thought it was great. He tapped him on the shoulder and he pointed in his face like, yeah, you wait till we get to Moto2. I'm going to kick your ass. Anyway, it was a great race. Congratulations to Jack Miller. You guys, check out Moto3. It's worth getting up early for. Trust me, it is. So I had these bags under my eyes up watching that race at 5 o'clock in the morning, trying to wake my roommates going, come on, man, get him. And going, great racing. Hope you guys watched it. Move on to Moto2. Moto2 this year, I can't say it's not as good as the years before, but it's like, And I thought Mika Kallio is having a great year. Now he's second in the points. He's right on Tito Rabat. Like I said, I still say Tito Rabat is going to win the championship, but no pun intended. But what Tito is, honestly, if I was living in a trailer next to a racetrack, and I I didn't win the championship, I'd be so pissed. He's living in a trailer next to a racetrack. Is that not dedication? Is that where you live? In a trailer? A trailer park? No. I live in a trailer next to the racetrack. It's like an old blues song. I live in a trailer right next to the racetrack. But it's true. He lives in a trailer right next to a racetrack, and he got second. Oh, he got third. He got second. No, he got third. He got third, but it went from lack of trying. And that's what I love about Tito, man. He's great. He's going to be a MotoGP next year, I do believe. I'm going to say next year. I'm going to limit. He's going to be a MotoGP next year. Also, Maverick Vinales. He got, I think, 5th or 6th. Maverick pushed it, man. I think he's got 5th. Maverick pushed it. And congrats to Jonas Folger, man. Jonas Folger, I love that guy. He's going to get it down. And when he does, watch out. He got the pole. They roughed him up in the start. If you get the first 2 rows, at the start of a race, the first 2 rows, man, it's scary going that first turn, especially Le Mans, the way that the corner is. So, the way that first turn is. So congratulations to him and everybody in Moto2. I thought it was a great race. A little bit of a parade, but I'm telling you, Tito Rabat, I still say he's going to win the championship. Mika Kallio is going to make it close, trust me. But the dark horses are Vinales, and watch out, Luis Salom. Salom is getting it quicker than I thought, and also Folger. So those two is taking Moto3. Those Moto3 guys are coming up, and like I said, there's got to be a little bit of animosity from Moto3. I'm telling you, it all starts when you're a teenager. When you don't like somebody, it carries over to your adulthood. Trust me. There's some people I still don't like. You know why? Because of high school. Anyway, move on to MotoGP. I like to keep this down under 10 minutes. MotoGP, the start of that race was epic. I mean, the whole race, you're going, they're going to that first turn. And when you saw Rossi in third place, you just knew he was going to he could take the lead. You just kind of know it, you know. Props to Bradl and Dovi, but you just kind of knew Rossi was going to overtake him. And when he did, you're like, yes. And then the whole time you're going, okay, where's Marquez? I tell you what, when you're racing and you got a lead and your pit board says, okay, I'm in the lead, and you look up and it says Marquez 1.7, you got to go, oh no. And then next lap, Marquez 1.3, you're going, oh God, no. Then Marquez 0.7, you're like, I hear him, I know. Then Marquez 0.3, you go, yeah, I know, he's right behind me. And the next pit lap, you're going, okay, you're down 1.2. You're going, yeah, I'm going to settle for this podium. And that's what it had to be like for Rossi. I mean, both of those guys I love. And watching that race, Rossi, like you said, made that mistake. You make one mistake against Marquez, it's over. And it was like Marquez, it's like he almost says, you know what, I suck on the start, but who cares? I'm going to pass you guys anyway. That's almost what his philosophy is. I know he can't say that, and he never comes off cocky, even though he has moments where he can be, and they set him up with those questions. He always kind of like, you know, the start is not my favorite, but hey, you know, I'm going to catch you guys anyway. It's almost, he's like, okay, go. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, then put my gloves on, 1,005, put this helmet on, 1,006, 1,007. Let me go ahead and catch these dudes. Whew. And that's what it was like, man. So God bless to Marquez. Great race. After he passed Rossi, you knew it was over. The best races were in the back of the pack, man. I loved how I loved the battle between my buddy Bradley Smith was putting it on him. You know, congratulations to him. And Paul Espargo ran a great race. Almost got the podium. I love that dude. Good for him. And if you ever talk crap about Dani Pedrosa, look at his face at the end of the race. When he was in the paddock, he was in his pit box, and that look on his face told you, he was like, it told you everything about how much pain he was in. So congrats to Pedrosa for gutting it out. And honestly, I thought it was a great race. Good for him. And it's hard to watch Lorenzo now. If you watch an interview with Lorenzo, he just seems like a beaten man. It's almost like it's almost like it's not even fun anymore not to like him. He's like, well, the bike, you know, he's we try it. And do the best we can, no? But we will do good in Mugello and hope we have victory, yes. But it was hard to watch him. I mean, although I really could do without that podium when he jumps up in the air and does that David Lee Roth kind of, you know, with the jump and all that stuff, and you know, I could do without that. But man, it's hard to watch him interviewing because he looks so defeated. I mean, it's hard to watch. But you know what? Rossi's on the podium. Marquez on the podium, and the third place is like it's a who's who, and I love that, man. I could deal with that podium all year long. If I could deal with Marquez, Rossi, and then third place is like you pick it out of a hat, and third place is, let's go Bradley Smith. Third place is Andre Dovizioso. Let's go third place is, that's what it's like. So I thought the race was good. Cannot wait for Mugello. Mugello is, I've been there before personally, so that track holds a special place in my heart. I know how crazy the fans are. It is everything you think it is. I can't wait for Mugello in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I hope you guys watch this, and I hope this helps you guys. Hope you get some laughs out of this, and I hope you like it. And that's pretty much it. Check me out, Funny Man 6869 on YouTube, my YouTube channel, for racing and also for comedy bits and everything. So check me out. It's my YouTube channel. Also Instagram, FunnyMan6869, Snapchat, FunnyMan6869, and everything else, FunnyMan6869. Thank you for watching, my MotoGP fans. And if you get a chance, give me a comment, you know, good or bad or whatever. I can take it, but try to keep it on the positive. You know what I mean? I mean to hurt nobody's feelings, and I'm sensitive too. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Remember, keep watching MotoGP for life, baby, for life. See ya.